Chlorella is the most well-known type of green algae that grows best in flowing water. Do these algae have any health benefits? Who is not allowed to use these products that include these algae? Do these algae interfere with medications? If you want to buy a product, how can you choose a good one? How can you choose a trustworthy company? In terms of focus and impact? Are there any drawbacks to using these algae? Do they aid in pregnancy and lactation? Although the video is short, it is very important. Stay with me. May peace be bestowed upon you. You are currently viewing Octopus Pharmacist channel. Greetings and welcome to the From A to Z Herbal series. My name is Hussein Lotfi. These are the episode titles for today. If you require a specific title, fast forward the video until you reach it. Otherwise, follow me through to the end if you need to know everything there is to know about chlorella. Come on, let's simply go over some basic information on these green algae as we are used to. Initially, chlorella is this type of single-celled green algae is among the most well-known. Because chlorella has a high concentration of active ingredients and thrives in moving water rather than stagnant water, businesses company that cultivate these algae do so in running water. In addition to having very high protein concentrations, up to 50%, fiber, and fats, chlorella cells also have high levels of vitamins E, C, and B complex. They also have good concentrations of minerals like magnesium and zinc. However, the two most important compounds in these algae are still beta-carotene and chlorophyll, which give them their beautiful green color. These algae are accessible on the market in several forms, including liquids, powders, and pills. And the main traditional purpose of these algae is it is frequently used to increase iron levels in pregnant women, but this is not the official use. I'll go into more detail about this later. But in addition to its normal function, it is also used to ease the discomfort associated with menstruation, alleviating physical pain, depression, and other physical symptoms. I wonder who are the people who are only allowed to use these algae? I usually like to start with this title before the details so you can immediately decide if these algae are good for you. It is forbidden for 4 people to use algae. Initially, not permitted to use these algae with anyone who is using blood thinners, including aspirin, warfarin, or any other medication that thins the blood. What are the stories behind this point? As I previously stated, these algae are incredibly rich in several vitamins, including vitamin K. Vitamin K is essential for the synthesis of coagulation factors, or what we call clotting factors. Therefore these algae when using with the medications the doctor prescribes for blood thinning will clash. The second person who is not allowed to use chlorella products is autoimmune patients. What is the reason behind this point? In autoimmune disease, natural immunity stops protecting the patient from germs, fungi, and viruses and instead targets particular bodily regions. These illnesses are referred to as immunological or autoimmune disease. The treatment of these diseases is immunity-lowering medication. One advantage of eating these algae is that they can stimulate and strengthen immunity, so healthy people can use it naturally, but autoimmune patient cannot enjoy this algae, due to it will opposite the effect of the medications. The third person, the one with thyroid problems, who is not allowed to eat algae. Why? Because algae contain large amounts of iodine, which is believed to be a diet that the gland needs, and of course this is good for the average individual. Iodine, however, will reverse the effects of both the treatment and the disease if a person has thyroid gland problems. Let's explain this point. Imagine with me that someone has high thyroid activity which called hyperthyroidism. The gland will create more of the hormone when the patient consume more iodine. Therefore, it is natural that these algae are forbidden to hyperthyroidism patients. In the case that I am treating a patient with poor thyroid gland activity which is called hypothyroidism, these algae will aid him. However, these effects are temporary. Why? Let's explain this point in brief. We have an extremely intelligent gland. When it finds a normal amount of iodine in the blood, it starts to absorb iodine and turns it into thyroid hormone L-thyroxine. But when the gland notices abnormally high levels of iodine in the blood, it starts to reduce the amount of blood that reaches its tissue, and eventually, its activity declines. And the proof of that, in the case of a nuclear explosion, we give out tablets that are high in iodine. Why? In an attempt to reduce the activity of the thyroid gland, when the radioactive dust reaches the thyroid gland, it does not concentrate there and cause cancer. We try to reduce the gland's activity to protect it. This explains why people with thyroid glands shouldn't use these algae. The fourth person who is prohibited from using these algae is someone who utilizes them and already suffering from asthma attacks and asphyxia. This is due to these algae aggravating and boost immune systems, which might cause illness symptoms to reappear. In the third title we have today, let's discuss the benefits of these algae and the possible medical use. In reality, these algae has one medical approved purpose and have 5 fundamental advantages. Keeping in mind that these uses are backed by evidence, to put it another way, a number of studies have been carried out on them using official sources. Let's simplify them. The first of these benefits is known to increase natural immunity. Okay, but how does it occur? The reason for this is that chlorella, it contains a variety of immune-boosting substances, which increase the activity of natural killer cell and interferon. So, who benefits most from this feature? The person who experiences recurrent illnesses that happen regularly and for short periods of time once per month or two, in contrast to a normal person, for example that the person who gets tonsillitis every month or 2 months. Or the person who gets pimples once every 2 months. Or who displays recurrent bacterial infection. In short, any sign of weak immunity. These algae will boost immunity to a certain extent when added to the patient's natural diet. The second use for these algae is detoxification. Detoxification, what does this word mean? These algae can engulf and remove heavy metals. Who benefits most from this feature? It may be used by city dwellers if an individual's environment has high concentrations of toxins, such as those in the water, including heavy metals, like mercury, arsenic, tin, etc. People who live in the city where the air is contaminated by emissions factories, vehicles, etc. Although there has been more research on this subject in relation to animals, it is asserted that it will have the same on humankind. So, these algae help the body rid itself of toxins or detoxify. The third advantage is that these algae can be used as antioxidants. What is this word's meaning? And where does it come from? The 2 most important of the several healthy substances included in chlorella are beta-carotene and vitamin C, as we already explained. Beta-carotene and vitamin C have a great benefit as an antioxidant. How does it happen? Breathing in cigarette smoke, pollutants such as oils and polluted air, unhealthy food, and each of these things releases chemicals into the body which called free radicals. These substances start attacking the walls of tissues by striking the arteries, the heart wall, the kidneys, and the retina of the eye. This is where antioxidants come in, as they can scavenge these free radicals and neutralize their harmful effects. Chlorella contains significant amounts of beta-carotene and vitamin C which prevent the body from being impacted by this free radical. Heart protection is the fourth feature to use these algae. If used consistently for 3 to 6 months, it can reduce the concentration of cholesterol and blood triglycerides. It goes without saying that this function enhances the previous one. With this feature you can improve the heart's efficiency, the quality of life. As we previously discussed, these algae have high concentrations of vitamin B complex, which is clearly advantageous for diabetics who have peripheral neuritis, and this is the fifth feature. We might call all 5 of these things advantages. But what is their main therapeutic function? What are algae's medical purpose? This is due to its anti-inflammatory properties, which meaning of inflammation in the body? Inflammation means that the body secretes immune substances and bodies as cytokines that are carried in large quantities by the blood to the sites of infection with diseases, which may lead to increased pain and difficulty in moving normally. Although these immune bodies are very important for protection against viruses, bacteria and many diseases, a large increase in them has uncomfortable symptoms for the patient. The documented medical use of this point, and the people who benefit most from it are people with brain tumors benefit from consuming 20 grams of algae each day. As a result, radiation-treated brain tumor patients can tolerate the dose rather well and have much less pain. Take 10 grams of algae daily for the second application, which is for fibromyalgia or unjustified body discomfort. Our fourth topic for today is the potential benefits of utilizing chlorella during pregnancy as well as whether to breastfeed. These algae were used in traditional medicine, as we said earlier, with the claim that chlorella can help increase pregnant women's iron levels. Currently, the FDA is against this use since we don't know how much iron constitutes in 1 gram of algae, increase or decrease. Instead, it is better for us to take medications that efficiently control hemoglobin levels under medical supervision by a specialized doctor and pharmacist. Concerning the application of these algae in breastfeeding, which is prohibited not because it is dangerous but rather because no research has been done on the subject. Today's fifth and last topic is that, if you are finally convinced by these products and want to buy these algae, moreover, you don't have any medical conditions that would prevent you from using it, and you would like to test it, and you aren't sure how to choose a product with high concentrations of active ingredients. And what are the negative consequences could utilize these products cause? Finally, what time of day is ideal for using this product? Let me help you with these points. I'll summarize the key points. First, confirm that the company you intend to buy is certified. What does certified mean? That is, it displays the quality seal, like the GMP, the Good Manufacturing Practice, distinctive mark. Or consider any practice or a reputable nation's quality mark to be important, like guaranteed that this product originates from a trustworthy source, meaning that it will make a difference when the company is accredited by respectable bodies like the European Union and others. There will be an impact because these algae like fresh water. This will result in a different product. This product will be free of heavy metals as well as pesticides and other contaminants. The second is identifying the algae cell's nature in the product. The algae cell must be broken cells, and must be written like this on it: rupture cell wall. What does this mean? Keep in mind that when humans eat algae, their bodies are unable to digest it. Consequently, they will not benefit from the active ingredients present within the cell. Businesses break down the algae cells to help your body in digestion of these algae. This is the second feature I look for in a product. The second point is how to use algae. Keep in mind 3 ideas. First, you can mix a powder or liquid with water or juice, but avoid mixing it with hot liquids. Regarding the second point, we consistently start with small dosages of 1 to 2 grams daily and then raise them till we achieve 10 grams with adults. Unless there is a medical condition, I can reach 20 grams per day. For youngsters, this is 3 to 4 grams as a total daily dose. However, keep in mind that the child must be older than 2. Why do I increase gradually? The answer is to consider the digestive concerns I'll describe in the third point. Are you using these algae at night or in the morning? It makes no difference whether it is morning or night. Can I use them either before or after meals? When we use these algae, they can cause difficulties in digestion, so always take these algae before bed to ensure proper digestion and sleep. The last concern point about the algae product is digestion, and to resolve the negative effects of using these algae, you can do the following. To treat minor colic, bloating, and diarrhea, which are the first of these digestive problems, take little amounts and increase the dose gradually every week. Gain 1 more gram to reduce these effects, albeit these side effects may appear at first and disappear over time. The possibility that it could manifest as an allergy is the second worry. As we have already mentioned, I suggested against taking these algae if you have chest disease because asthma or K could be signs of the allergy. The third, last, and most fascinating topic is photosensitivity, which claims that using these algae and exposed to sunlight to the skin can cause serious skin sensitivities, hence using these algae in direct sunlight is not advised. We have already reached the end of today's episode, in which we discuss the most important titles related to Chlorella algae. I hope I provided you with some new and useful information. If you appreciate the video's content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel and the video. You can support the channel on Patreon, PayPal, and YouTube. I hope all is okay with you. Hussein Lotfi.